Hello, everybody. Welcome to. I did it again, but it's okay. It's the Morning Metro because the music is too loud. Welcome to the Morning Metro, November 11th, 2017. We are, of course, your hosts, Gert21, myself, and Gertron.
Gertron, indeed. Good.
And oh my gosh, it is so good to be back. I have missed doing this show.
Same here.
Yeah, it's been way too long since we did the Morning Metro. Mainly a lot of just scheduling, time and scheduling, and honestly, I am not a morning person at all. Honestly, like the fact that I'm awake is a miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it is kind of a miracle when you think about it, to get up in the morning. 'Cause a lot of people don't.
This is true because we're not promised our next breath.
That's true. That is true. So there you go. But yeah, we're here. We're back. We've got a kind of a packed show. So kind of do a little bit of, I think it's a little bit of chatting here. We did a pilot episode for Season 3, which was our Star Wars Battlefront gameplay, which we will be talking about toward the end of the show. Because Gertrude and I sure have a lot to say about that, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. Give you a preview. It was good, but I won't say any more.
Nothing else.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and just, go along our usual train and stuff. But Gertrude, how are you this morning? How do you feel?
I'm doing rather well. Things are going well. Things are going very well, in fact, and I'm happy. It's kind of cold, but
Oh yeah. On it got cold on the East Coast. Let me tell you, it really did. Like I woke up this morning, and I'm like, I'm actually cold. And because I like sleeping in a cold room. I do. But I woke up and I was like, you know what? It's actually cold, and I'm really glad the heaters are on now finally.
Yeah.
And I'm also happy because I have a custom cup. Says my Twitch link, and on the other side it says, I went outside once. The graphics weren't that great. Yeah, no lie. Like I'm sure you can probably see it.
Especially without glasses on, the graphics aren't that great. Everything's really blurry. Somebody needs to turn the anti-aliasing up.
Oh, nice! I didn't think about that. That's smart, actually. That was a great joke. Yes, I have my anti-aliasing on, and mine are bifocals, so I have double the anti-aliasing.
Yep, just make sure your system can run it.
Oh, there you go. I love doing this show so much. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into the into the articles today, and a lot of it is unfortunately about hacking and security. That's gonna be a fun topic for the rest of the show. We got a theme going. It's kind of funny how how the show isn't planned, but the articles just end up being unintentionally about a theme. It's so funny. But, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, Gertrude, I'm going to throw this to you because, honestly, I don't remember most of the stories. I'm sure you don't either. But that's okay. So go ahead and let's talk about it. So researchers uncover a flaw that makes Wi-Fi vulnerable to hacks. When is it not vulnerable?
Exactly, and that's kind of what had me interested in this story a little bit, is because I'm like, Wi-Fi's already been vulnerable. Why are we just now talking about it?
Because people are always late to the game. This is exactly how it happens. People are just like, oh, now let's close the bar doors. Oh, but the horses are gone.
Exactly.
Like, hello.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, that's why whenever I run anything with internet, except for my phone, because sadly, you can't hardwire your phone.
Well, no, actually, you could. Actually. You could, because think about it this way. So you know how I'm gonna poke this at Apple here. Apple has dongles. Apple phones. Remember they have dongles. They got rid of the headphone jack, right?
This is true.
So theoretically, USB Type C, and you could put an Ethernet port on your phone through USB Type C, and hardwire your phone. But the other thing is that phones are portable.
Yeah.
But it's a thought. You could do it.
You can do that. Okay. I might actually have to look into that. Joking.
But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this article because we're bouncing around. But first, let me cite my sources from foxnews.com. Love you, Fox News. I don't want to take your credit, so now that I've done that, now you can read it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So on October 16th, routers, Belgian researchers have discovered a flaw in a widely used system for securing Wi-Fi communications that could allow hackers to read information that was previously understood to be encrypted or to infect websites with malware. They said that on that Monday.
Right.
Yeah. So there's always been a security with Wi-Fi. They've always
Right.
claimed that, okay, you have Wi-Fi and we have this security already set up to defend it, but now they're saying that security that we've been using is now able
No.
to be hacked.
Right. And again, it is pretty it's pretty frustrating that this is like now excuse me. This has now become like a very very obvious thing, honestly, because like for me, in my, I'm sort of I would call myself the network manager, the tech support for my parents, the network manager. I take care of, making sure that our SSIDs are off. SSID protection or SSID broadcast should always be off in your house, because it's getting to the point now where actually people are now able to sit outside your house in a van or a car and actually get into your network and not even have to be inside your network. So network intrusion is becoming a very, how should I say, easier, apparently. Because a lot of people don't have security appliances. I was part of my tech team on my church and stuff, and they were talking about some of their security appliances. I won't say what for their security, obviously, but there are certain hardwired security appliances you can get. Now, the problem is the average homeowner doesn't use security appliances. They usually rely on the built-in protection and just simple common sense, but which a lot of people unfortunately don't have. And I've actually gone through my neighborhood a couple times with my phone on and Wi-Fi on, and I can see everybody's SSIDs. It is ridiculous. And a couple of those SSIDs don't even have passwords. I could literally just join them whenever I wanted to, do whatever Lord knows what, and then get off, and they would never know that there was an intruder on their network. Yeah. But while I'm on their network, I can then see, because I can do there's an application. This is cool for techies who especially are in networking and stuff. It's on the Google Play Store. And it's actually called Net Analyzer, and it's a very cool application, but it basically lets you scan your network and see what devices are on it. It doesn't give a lot of information, but at least lets you see the devices. But again, like that, but that's also very, saying stuff like that is also gives you a very real understanding of just how easy it is to scan a network and then be able to hack into the vulnerabilities of that network if it's not up to date, or if a computer is, has, not a lot of share stuff. I mean, thoughts. I'm just sort of rambling, but, Gertrude, what are you thoughts on this, please?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk about my internet company right quick that I just got about a month or two ago or something like that, and they gave us a password for our Wi-Fi, but they don't allow me to actually change that password.
Really?
And I'm just like, are you kidding?
Are you allowed to get to the dashboard of the router?
No.
Really?
If I need assistance, I have to call them. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I've never had internet service like that. I've always been able to get into the dashboard, change the password, change the settings. But on this one, it's like, nope, you're locked out.
What?
You're not allowed to get into it. And so I'm just like, and the password itself, while the password itself is a decent password, the problem is since I can't change it.
Yeah.
Eventually it gets around. I like to change my password at least once every couple months.
And I like to honestly, and I like to stress that the password rotation is healthy. Now here's the thing. I say that, but I don't do it myself, mainly because and this goes into like an even larger subject. Like we could talk even just like for 2 hours about this if we wanted to. We're not going to. But the thing is that like remembering passwords and email addresses for different accounts gets to be very overwhelming very quickly. Yeah. And I think a reason why a lot of people don't the reason why they don't rotate a lot is because of that very reason, that trying to simply remember all of those passwords is very, very difficult. So like, I don't know, just again, more thoughts on this. Like, what do you think here?
Well, I use a program that has a free side and a paid side.
Isn't it like
called
LastPass?
LastPass.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
One master password, and then when you get in, you can have all your passwords saved to each site. There you have the mobile application, and obviously the computer and browser applications as well.
Right.
And they have different security features so that not anybody can just log into your LastPass account, even if they have your password. For instance, with mine, I have to put in the password, obviously, but then I have to put in another password for my phone.
Okay.
So it has dual protection. They have other things as well, like they have a fingerprint scanner that you pay for the device. It comes out, and you plug the device into your computer, and when you want to access your LastPass, you have to scan your finger on it.
Right.
They have other security options like that available as well. But one feature that I do like on the site is you can have it auto change your passwords on certain sites. So you just go, click on it, and say auto change, and a few seconds later, it's changed your password to another secured password.
Now I wanna actually quick touch on this because I've had the debate about this with somebody. I've never been able to properly defend my point. And unfortunately, the person I had this conversation with doesn't watch the show, but it's fine. I'll go ahead and just give it anyway. Okay, so certain sites have two-factor authentication. Okay, and specifically, I want to talk about Steam. Actually, Steam has two-factor, and my philosophy about two-factor is that, especially when it comes to using the phone, is that if you lose your phone, okay, and you use your phone to access Steam or whatever, if you lose your phone, technically speaking, you lose access to your main way of getting into your Steam account, okay? And, you know,
Possibly.
you also... And so then what happens, I would think, is that... Now, granted, you could have the top security measures in the world, and governments still get hacked. So even two and three-step authentication is still hackable. But my philosophy is that if you lose your phone, okay, your main source of getting into your account, that phone is still hackable. They now have access to your Steam account because they have your phone, and they can bypass the lock screen password on your phone to get to your Steam account. And I personally, I don't know if I should really say this, but I personally don't use two-factor. I use just a very long, complicated password because if I lose this, I lose access to my main source of getting to my Steam account. And I would rather that I don't want to be carrying sensitive information on my phone. I'm carrying enough sensitive information as it is. I don't need something like passwords and protection on a mobile device that if I leave it somewhere, I have left sensitive data out in the open, essentially. So Mace Donut says, I have Steam on mobile on like 9 devices, so I don't care. And see, that's the thing.
One way or the other.
Yeah, that's one thing, but still, that's 9 different devices that you've got to worry about losing, theoretically. So I don't know. Talk about this. What do you think?
I do want to point out, I haven't checked Steam. Steam probably does have this feature as well, but I know with LastPass, they have what are called backup passwords, backup keys they give you. So you cannot access your account if for some reason you've lost your phone or you can't put in the 2-step verification. You can put in one of your backup passwords, and it will let you in. But then, of course, from there you still have to kind of verify yourself.
Do your parents not have a phone? It can be on multiple devices. That's an interesting point. But that means you have to then authorize 2 extra devices. I've never really lost my phone. Honestly, it is always on me, and I don't have problems with just laying my phone about. I actually even hate laying my phone charging in someone's space unattended. I don't like leaving my phone attended even when it's charging out in public. Because you never know, right? So, like, even at my own church, I don't even like leaving my phone unattended charging, honestly. So yeah, like, and that's really just kind of like, that's my rant, or not my rant, but that's my point. Like, it is it's sensitive data essentially, and I just don't like that idea of it being, right on your phone so easily to access.
Yeah.
So
okay, so let me point something out. They put all these extra securities on there. There's always going to be human error.
True.
They can't cover all the human errors, but as long as you're careful, I mean, if you're worried about losing your device, then get one of those apps on the phone that allows you to locate your device. I mean, I know with iPhone they have those.
I think
iPhone
Samsung has something like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically, if you lose your device, you go to the website, punch in whatever your code is or whatever, and then it tells you where your phone's at, and then you go get it.
Right.
So I mean, if you're not able to be careful enough with your device or have the securities in place, so if your device is lost,
yeah.
And also a lot of these phones now, they have the apps to where if you do lose it and you can't get it back, or it doesn't have a locator or whatever, you can actually have them completely wipe your device.
That's true.
Make it just like.
But then, okay. But then my question is, okay, if you wipe your device, do you lose access again to your account? Like, that's my point. Like, it's tied to it.
There's always ways around that. I mean,
I don't know what Steam's measures are for that.
LastPass, if you don't have access to your phone, they actually have a button there that says "I don't have access to this device."
Do you work for LastPass? Question mark.
No.
You'd be a great representative.
I swear by them because it works so well.
I might actually look into it because I've got a lot of accounts with very sensitive information that I might look into. And actually, Twitch makes you do two-step when you become an affiliate. Actually, small random fact. So I have to get a text message to get logged in. Now, what I like about the idea of a text message is that if someone goes to log in to the website. Now, the thing is, I always feel like that companies assume that you're going to access your account always on your computer, right? But there's a Twitch app, right? So my thing is that while yes, I get beamed a text message for my two-step, if somebody maliciously gets my phone, they hack it, they see the text message because they're trying to log in my Twitch account on the computer, on the hacker's computer, they've got access to both now. Theoretically. Now, and I don't get alerted that there's an issue.
Again, this is another human error type thing. If your password isn't secure enough on your computer or on your phone, then,
right.
I mean, at that point, it's kind of your fault.
I mean,
you didn't have your own security put in place.
Yeah,
originally.
And the reason why I'm really I'm really shredding this apart here is because I really want to think about the actual, and we're going to talk about more about hacking and malware and things like that and stuff, but I just want to really take this apart, really, how secure are we when it comes to two-step and 16 character special character passwords or whatever, things like that. I mean, I bumped up my a couple of my accounts with longer passwords because I just realized what I'm doing with them, and I'm like, my gosh, I actually realized this is actually really sensitive stuff that I'm doing, and I'm not even the government, but I really realized that anybody's data is sensitive, to them, obviously. So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of take apart the security question a little bit here. It's good to think about it. So, but we're gonna head and just actually keep moving with this sort of security questions here. Again, another article from FoxNews.com about cunning malware spreads going after your bank account. And again, another example of just human technological errors and stuff. Did I write notes about this? I want to see if I actually read something today and not make you do. I did not. Oh, this is the one we inserted last minute again today. Whoops.
Whoops.
Alrighty. Okay.
That's fun
so
still.
I'm going to go ahead and try to read some of it, and I'm probably going to butcher it because dyslexia sucks at times. According to blog posts by Cisco-owned Torlos, the Zeus Pandora malware. Zeus and Pandora malware essentially poisons Google search results to push fake bank-related results to the top of a keyword search. Then the unwary user looking for quick answers to a search related to their bank is fooled into clicking the malicious link. The malware utilizes search engine optimizations, SEO, to make their malicious links more prevalent in search results, which will enable the attacker to quickly obtain credential, banking, and credit card information. And it's just basically kind of goes on to some other, well, there's some other stuff here. It's a clever way to serve malicious files, a spokesperson for the internet security firm Avast told Fox News, although it's not completely new. It's rarely seen as a mechanism of spreading malware such as banking trojans. Computer security website Bleeping Computer covered the malware in a recent post. This group has taken a novel approach never before seen in distribution of banking trojans. The ultimate goal is to trick you into going to the hacked site, then redirecting you until you reach a site offering a Microsoft Word document for download, according to Torlos. Ironically, we have observed the same redirection system associated with infrastructure used to direct victims to tech support and fake antivirus scams. And it goes on to say that there's some, preventative ways of dealing with this stuff, about how to protect yourself. Malware often needs you to proactively click on links and buttons. In this case, when the Microsoft Word document is open, it prompts pop-ups such as enable editing, enable content, and macros have been disabled. If you enable the macros, an executable download will infect your system. My gosh, wow. The biggest The biggest red flag you'll get from Microsoft itself, by default, macros are disabled, and Microsoft wants you to keep it that way to protect you from documents coming from untrusted sources. Now, let me ask you, actually, what does the macros have to do with this? Can you kind of shed some light on this?
Yes, I can, because I have been playing with macros.
All right, please enlighten all of us, if you would.
Okay, so basically what a macro is a program. I use it mainly in Excel. It helps me do things automatically. But you can have a macro do anything from opening a website to downloading programs to simply calculating results or copy and pasting information. There's so many things macros can do. So some of these, for instance, one of the Excel pages I created myself, whenever I open it up on a computer that has internet accessibility, it immediately says, hey, we see that you have links here. We'd like to update them for you. Can we go ahead and update them?
Okay.
And of course, since I created it myself, I know it's completely safe, so I say update, and it updates all the links for me. But somebody else may not be thinking about that, thinking, oh, we have to have this, so they push update, and then programs will do whatever they will do, depending on how they're set up. In some cases, they can do it silently in the background. It may not even ask you to update anything. It may just run it silently, because part of that macro might be to skip the whole notification. So macros can be rather entertaining, and that is another way they can actually take over your computer as well. A couple years back, I found a program that can actually record what you're doing and then replay them.
Huh. So that's kind of like Razer Synapses does the same thing, actually.
Yeah.
So basically recording keystrokes, essentially is what you're saying there.
Yes,
so,
then when you activate it, the macro automatically runs, and that's when you may see your mouse go flying across the screen and start clicking on things.
Right. Okay. All right, interesting. So, essentially then, so what, like the hackers were basically creating what links that just, or things that were just like somehow getting certain types of activations and stuff to happen on the website, then, is what you're saying, is what it sounds like here?
Well, that's a possibility as well, but at the same time, as we noticed from the article, they're wanting you to download their documents.
Oh.
So
yeah, banks wouldn't make you do that in general, honestly. Everything's usually cloud-based with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. So when you download that article, you can set macros to run by default after you enable the content in the background, and you're not going to you may not see the macro at all.
Mm-hmm.
And for instance, on one of mine, I have it where I have a paste function that is special for it, that when I push Control V, it pastes items that I copy from other sources into certain places.
Gotcha.
But it's
Okay.
in the background. The only way you're going to know that is if you actually go into the developer tab and click on Visual Basics and then look at all the macros that are in there and find out which macro is causing it.
Right.
So unless you are computer savvy and know how to get to those areas, you may have no idea what's actually in the document.
Yeah. I mean, I would just kind of say, just from Gertrude and I together, always be careful about what you click on.
Yes.
I mean, I've even had instances where I was just searching just on general sites, and something was like, hey, you've got a, like, you got a virus, or, stuff like that and everything. And I'm just like, no, I don't. That was just a pop-up ad, which we've talked about pop-up ads before. So yeah, that's, that's something always to be careful of, obviously. And unfortunately, no, we don't have that article about the new player-unknown battleground map. That will have to be covered in probably next week's episode, unfortunately, so sorry. But thank you for the suggestion. If you want to, and actually, I'm going to go ahead and insert this here. If you guys want to give us articles to talk about on the show, you can email us at themorningmetro@gmail.com. That email is monitored by myself and Gertrude, that if we, find the particular article that you send us interesting, we may consider it for a future episode. So, article submission is definitely encouraged.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, we're kind of like, it's so funny how this, and again, this is one of those, like, we're not planned things. It's the way it happened. More hacking chat. It's just ridiculous. I feel really bad. I might I guess we'll go ahead and talk about this, just, more things to scare you.
Well, nowadays people just don't pay attention to hacking or malware or
I feel like
anything of
this is
that
a
nature.
PSA episode.
You know what? It very well could be. This is a public service announcement. Warning,
Episode.
hackers are out there. Be careful.
Yeah. So yeah. But apparently, there was a hacking breach in a public school database and sent out threatening text. So Gertrude, you go ahead and cover this one if you want. I think there should be show notes for this one. I know there's got to be.
Yes, there is.
Okay, go for
so parents of children in an Iowa school district were left severely concerned after they received text messages from an unknown person or persons threatening to kill students at their children's schools. The messages were doubly worrying because they contained personal details about the children, all because hackers had stolen the information from a school network. Over 7,000 students stayed home out of fear of these threats.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. Now, the group later followed this message up with proof by releasing a local school directory, including the names, addresses, and telephone numbers of these individuals. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's just crazy how unsafe school networks can be,
especially, yeah.
I could almost believe that the school's security network was probably outdated, because while I was in high school, after Windows 7 was that when Windows 7 was released? I can't remember. They were still using Windows XP. So it was kind of like, didn't they have updated by now to something better?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy how a lot of these schools, and how people in general, companies, businesses, a lot of them, unless they're actually security savvy, just use whatever comes across their table.
Mm-hmm.
Which can leave people like you, me, and others in harm's way. I mean, from my understanding, I think it was FICO, which FICO was one of those credit companies, was actually hacked.
Yeah, and there was also Wanna Cry.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Wanna cry a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it just... the amount of hacking that is capable to be done today is just, it is unreal. And it's getting more and more unreal the more we go along, unfortunately. And you know, and the sad part is, like, people just sit in their house, like, or in their basement or whatever, thinking of ways of just causing people pain. Like, that's really mind-blowing to me. That's literally all that they do, is they just sit there and are just like, oh, what can I do to hack somebody today? And they're just, you know, they type in, it's just like 1010100, enter, and then they launch on a site, it's just like,
exactly.
Uh-oh.
They just have too much fun with it.
Yeah.
And I do want to backtrack just for a quick second. I said FICO, and it was actually Equifax.
Thank you. That's what it was. Yes, very, very large. Anybody who's not familiar with that, Equifax was the large. Was it large security? What was that? Was it a security firm, or what was it again?
Equifax is another one of those credit reporters.
Okay, yeah.
And it's actually in this article at the bottom, which is
ironic.
Where I realized that it says it affected tens of millions of Americans and exposed the personal details of many.
Okay. I'm just trying to find the part where it talks about that.
It's all the way down at the bottom. It's the last paragraph.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. Yes, right here. Yeah, interesting. That is really that's really crazy that, like, that's just what, you know. Oh my gosh, why?
Why do people do so?
I don't know. Get a job.
It's got to be money.
Just get a job. Just get an actual job.
They do have an actual job. They hack people and make money off of it.
You know what they could do, actually, with their hacking skills? They could go into ethical hacking. Because surprisingly right now, the government and businesses across the nation and across the world are looking for ethical hackers that will actually help find security vulnerabilities.
Oh.
So, I mean, ethical hacking is a thing. And there's a very large demand of people who know how to do it and do it well. They could just do it. Instead of causing problems, why not help solve them? Be the solving person of the problem, you know? So that's crazy. But now we talk about all the ways that we can get hacked. Let's talk about how we can actually defend ourselves, right? Right. So, Windows. So I read a little bit of this article, and So a little bit of a story here, really quick. I was doing stuff at my church, and I'm on the IT team, the IT ministry at my church and stuff, and we take care of a lot of the systems and things like that. And somebody was saying that supposedly, because we were talking about like network intrusion, security appliance, stuff like that, and somebody had supposedly made the claim that Windows Defender is a lot better than it used to be because it's integrated into the OS, and Microsoft's been doing a lot more to keep it updated. And apparently, I actually read somewhere that they were putting more ransomware protection in their own OS and stuff. I would really want to have to see some actual numbers. I know everybody has their and think about when it comes to security software, everybody has their own opinions. I could say that Windows Defender works for me because I'm careful about what I do. Somebody who's careless could use something like Avast or Malwarebytes. The list goes on for what's considered good, because every company has a different methodology about how they build their software. But this particular one comes from PCMag.com, talking about does Windows 10 security boost make antivirus obsolete, or essentially basically is Windows Defender any good? So the article reads, with Windows 10 Creators Update this spring, the vulnerable Windows Defender got a new name, Microsoft Windows Defender Security Center. They really need to. Microsoft is not good at naming things at all. And a leap in functionality. In addition to antivirus, it manages Windows Firewall, Smart Filter, and Microsoft's parental control system, and also helps with PC help and performance issues. By comparison, there's little visible change to Defender with this week's Windows 10 Fall Creators Update, which I think is build number 1703, by the way, with 1709 due to come out in November. I read somewhere off of a forum I'm a part of. So it talks about ransomware protection. That's not to say that the upgrade this time around aren't beneficial. Ransomware is a huge worry these days, and Microsoft has put some kind of ransomware protection right into Windows Defender. It's not turned on by default, however, and here's it's hard to find. Dig into the antivirus settings to find the setting called controlled folder access and turn it on. Now, I haven't actually seen this for some reason. And actually, I could technically do a live, probably like a live demo on this, like right now. It'd be kind of interesting for the show, don't you think? Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's
go for it.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this here. Let's.
That I don't use Windows 10, and we'll never see this.
So it says to go into the security center, apparently, wherever that is. Windows Defender. Open Security Center. Okay. And let me go ahead and close this. And somewhere it says I did not set up for this by hand. I'm literally doing this on the fly again, as usual, as most of my streams are. Let's see. So we go into ransomware protection. Let's see. How does it go into here? I'm confused. Oh, okay. So I have to go into this little shield icon, right? You know. Oh, let's see. Oh, it actually. Let's see. Is this already on for me? Controlled access. Protect your files and folders. Ah, interesting. And then protected folders. Oh, all right. So it reads out all the. You can actually add. Ooh, you can add additional. All right. So you can actually add folders that you want by clicking the plus icon in here. Very cool. Actually, that's pretty interesting. I'll have to. I'm not going to go through this now because I've got like a metric ton of folders that I would have to literally go through and stuff. But interesting. So that it is actually there. But why not turn on? Why not turn on security? Like, why is it not on by default? Is my question.
Well, it could be an annoyance factor, possibly, because I know I use Avast personally. And I have it on game mode, which means it doesn't give me any warnings at all. It does everything in the background.
Yeah.
Because I hate it when I'm in the middle of watching a video or playing a game or doing work, and all of a sudden Avast says, "Hey, we saw this going on and this going on, and we want to show you what's going on now."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need to know. And most of the reason why I have it on is because of the ads Avast tries to pop up. Since I use their free version, and if you put on the game mode, it hides all the ads as well. So it's like, okay, that's fine with me.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, okay, Panda Free. So there's a couple different, so I was just talking about, like, some more, like, stuff about it or whatever. So basically, like, I mean, is Windows Defender really, like, enough, do you think? Because, you know, first of all, it is native to a lot of the, to Windows, because I'm actually reading through. I actually didn't get a chance to read through all this article. I didn't realize there was actually some additional things on here and stuff. Like there's exploit protection and a couple other things. But I mean, no. Okay, why exactly?
No.
Go ahead and what's your reason?
Okay, my reasonings behind it, and I have a couple. The first reason is Windows Defender is well known. So what's the first thing hackers are going to try to find all the exploits for?
Windows Defender.
Windows Defender. Because most people are not intelligent enough, to get or put any other security defenses on their computer when they first get it. Well, when they first buy the computer, usually it comes with a preloaded antivirus program like Norton or McAfee, but it only has maybe a 30-day subscription, and most people don't do anything about that after the fact. And if they do, they just get rid of the program itself and stick with Windows Defender. So these hackers learn all the ins and outs of Windows Defender, and they make all their hacks primarily to bypass that. And, well, all the other antivirus programs, well, they most likely have their own ways to fight against those as well, but it's a lot easier to fight against something that most people use.
Right. So, I mean, now the other thing is that, of course, like, you know, like I said, I'm one of those people where I am careful about what what sites I go to or what I do and things like that. So for somebody like me, I mean, you know, do I really have anything to worry about? Because I'm not even downloading things that often. If anything, I'm usually just uploading, and that which usually just includes streaming most of the time. So I mean, is it like really like? I mean, do I really have anything to worry about? Or yeah, because my parents use actually McAfee because they have a subscription through it. The government uses the government uses McAfee.
Which so, I mean, the government probably just got paid off by McAfee to use McAfee.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
Honestly, I think McAfee is horrible. And to be honest, the company I work for uses McAfee as well, and I just look at it every day and I'm like, that's sad.
Why? Okay, what's your gripe against McAfee?
I've always had a gripe against McAfee.
It's
slow. It slows down your system a lot more so. I could take the time to go and pull up the research that compares McAfee to, let's say, Avast or even Windows Defender. McAfee slows down and uses more of your system resources than Avast or Windows Defender or some other well-known antivirus programs out there. And when I talk about McAfee, I put Norton into that same group as well as being horrible. Another issue I have had and seen with McAfee is it is extremely difficult to get rid of when you decide you don't want it anymore. The uninstall process on some of the computers I've had to uninstall it from could take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
And that's just annoying. Now, granted, there are some systems I get in there and it does it fairly quickly, but still, the least time I've seen it take is 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know doesn't sound like a lot of time, but on some other security programs like Avast or, well, I mainly use Avast.
Yeah.
It takes maybe 1 to 2 minutes to get rid of. And then on top of that, sometimes you haven't actually gotten rid of McAfee. It sticks around even though you've gone through the whole uninstall process. So McAfee has their own special program to actually get rid of itself. It's like, oh, we weren't smart enough to put in the proper uninstall features here.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. Now, okay, the thing about McAfee, I agree with the slowness bit, but that's only because there is actually a use minimal resources during scan option in there. I've actually seen it, and I think it's enabled on my dad's computer, I believe. But like, McAfee doesn't make sense on like something like a dual core computer, for example. Like sure. Dual core computers are just garbage anyway. I mean, come on, it's 2017. Please get quad core.
Quad core should be like the default, and coming soon, solid state drives defaulted in every computer.
And not only that, I like to mention 16 core servers, which I happen to own, by the way. And is actually that's actually what's doing the encoding for my stream today as well. So I'd love to know what you love to know what you guys think of as far as like how the quality looks and stuff or everything. I've been doing a lot of testing with it. Anyway, but yeah, like, and I kind of hated McAfee a little bit because it was certain instances where it was so I really kind of want like the most practical antivirus, malware, ransomware software where like basically it doesn't like freak out every time you run an application. It doesn't go like, hey, what's this? Hey, what's this? Hey, what's this? Is this safe? Is this safe? Exactly. It's like a dog. It's like a dog going, I want my stacks. You know, it's like
every button you click, it's like, hey, what are you trying to do here? I just want you to shut up, go on the corner. I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd be kind of, now, it'd be creepy, but it'd also be interesting. What if there was a software that learned the user's usage habits and what they did with it, and then like could like ask, you know, hey, this is a log that we made of programs you use. Tell us which ones are safe and which ones are not safe. And like it's some sort of like a little bit like a little machine learning, maybe something like that. I don't know. Something that would just like not be as sensitive. Something that would do the job but not freak out just because you open Chrome. you know, something like that, or a Steam game.
No.
So
That's
I don't know.
another issue I've had with McAfee, because I did actually do a little testing period with it. Horrible, by the way. Still horrible. Anytime I tried to game or anything, even during the game, every now and then it'd pop up some sort of security warning. I'm like, really? Shut up. Let me game. Let me watch my video in peace.
Right. Exactly.
I don't need to know that you've marked it as safe. Just go off. Do your own thing.
Exactly. Right.
But and we read further into this article. Windows Defender's antivirus lab test scores are improving, but they're coming up from dismal. All 4 test labs that I follow include it, as well as Avast and AVG are editor's choice products for free antivirus programs. And I'm going to note here, the only people that really need to be paying for antivirus programs are companies, businesses, or people who are dealing with sensitive information. But Microsoft's aggregate lab score is 7.5 out of 10 possible points. You might think that 7.5 out of 10 sounds like a decent showing. It's a solid grade C in report card terms. After all, it's actually among the very lowest of the scores I've recorded. However, AVG and Avast earn 9.3 and 9.0 points. Do not use AVG, by the way. They've gone to the dark side. They used to be a decent antivirus program, but now they just have advertisements and
really. I actually,
to the dark side.
And I'm actually going to put out there the AVG for server is even more annoying. It's really bad to manage. I've tried to use AVG on my back when I was using Windows Server 2003. Really super irritating to deal with, honestly. So no, I would attest to that. Don't use AVG on your server, and not even personal. But continue.
Yeah. So looking at it, 7.5 for Windows Defender and 9.3 for AVG and 9.0 for Avast, which I use Avast. So yay, I'm in the A range at least. When you're defending against malware that can destroy your data, invade your privacy, and empty your bank accounts, a C just doesn't cut it.
Yeah, right. So
I mean,
yeah, it just, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. And you know, then it's like we go back to the subject again of like, okay, you know, we're just talking about. I'm going down the article train, by the way, just so you know. Then they're talking about, you know, the idea of using, now this is so weird. British supermarket becomes the first in the world to use finger vein payment system. What the freak is that?
Yes.
Can we talk about okay, just I'm already creeped out, but just go ahead. Just go with it. I'm going to shut up. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we've used fingerprints in the past, but those can be really annoying. For instance,
and spoofable.
I was going to join the Navy. I decided against it, but during the testing process, we had to get our fingerprints scanned, and oh my gosh, the system would not take my fingerprints.
Really?
We were there for like 30 minutes trying to get one of my fingers to work. I'm just like, this is crazy. And we even
do you have broken
to 2
fingers?
or 3 different devices to see if maybe there was something going on. Couldn't get it to work. Couldn't get it to get matches. And I'm just like, you know what? Even if I did get in, and if I ever actually had to use it, can you imagine trying to get through a door just there? Okay, come on. I just need to go in. I'm about to be late here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, good thing you did. And plus I wouldn't have had you as a show host either, so that's a big plus side. Thank you.
Indeed. And a lot of companies go the fingerprint route, but the thing is, fingerprints can be destroyed either purposefully or accidentally. I mean, on the purposeful side, I mean, you can burn your fingerprints off.
Ooh.
On the accidental side, I mean, you could cut your finger by accident, and all of a sudden, your fingerprint's no longer recognizable.
Right. Yeah.
But with veins, your veins are your veins.
That's
very hard to fake those.
That's just
you'd have to go through a lot, or if they're using your finger, you have to lose your finger.
It sounds really, really barbarically gross. I'm gonna be honest.
Kind of. But what they're wanting to use this for is they want to connect it to your bank cards. So your bank accounts are connected to your veins, which I can see it now. Now, give me your finger, I'm gonna shoot you. You want to get into my bank account that badly? I'd much rather just give you the access to it than you cut off my finger.
Ew. That is just honestly weird. Like, oh, that makes me cringe, honestly. I mean, using infrared, apparently from what I'm reading here, that it's just your hemoglobin absorbs infrared, and we can get a very clear pattern of your vein structure, so that we can get 1,500 point map reference from your finger. So they're not actually like doing anything like super like weird and overly grossly scientific. Yeah. But I just, oh my gosh, that just sounds so weird to me, honestly. I'm probably making it out more than it is because I'm not like a gross type person, honestly. So I'm probably just like freaking out more about it than I really should. But I mean, that's still weird, honestly. And there's a video to go with this. Let's see if I can like, I don't know if is the audio working for this or no? Oh, I muted the tab. That's what happened. Scanners. Maybe one. Oh, come on.
Your fingertips, literally. Customers at the Cost Cutter supermarket at London's Brunel University are the first in the world to pay for their groceries with finger vein scanners, developed by technology firm Staller. Joining us right now is the CEO of Staller, Nick Dryden. Nick, good to see you. Thanks very much for joining us. Congratulations on this. Explain how the technology works.
Hi, good morning. Yeah, the technology works quite simply. We use near-infrared light, which scans your finger. Your hemoglobin absorbs infrared, and we get a very clear pattern of your vein structure. So much so that we can get 1,500 point map reference from your finger. So it's a very, very strong biometric.
Hey, this is Jason Chaffetz. Interesting technology. Why is it better than, say, maybe a retinal scan? Here in the United States, I signed up for Clear. When you go through the airport, they take a scan of my eyeballs, and I can go. I don't have to touch anything. Why do you think this is better than doing a retinal scan?
So we're kind of dealing with points of sale and gates to get into places like football stadiums and festivals. And it comes down to cost versus speed versus usability. With this biometric, the devices are relatively inexpensive. Compared to retinal scan, it's massively cheaper. It's very practical. People don't mind using their fingers. Some people have an issue using biometrics full stop, but definitely more so if it's a retinal scan. But I think because we're cheap, we can do a cloud, and we can do a cloud match within, so we're matching in the cloud, and we can do a cloud match within 200 milliseconds, which I think is a little bit more difficult with retinal.
Are there any health risks to any of this? I mean, whether it's a retinal scan or your veins in your finger, what are the health risks?
Well, this is a medical piece of technology anyway. I don't think there's any health risks. Infrared is present in the sunlight, so this device, made by Hitachi, was used to spot the early signs of heart disease. It can also spot the early signs of diabetes, so it's a...
So I'm not going to play the whole video, but definitely, you know, it's interesting, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I would rather just be a smart individual and just watch what I'm doing, honestly. I would just rather be smart. So
you could definitely try, but the way the security of the world's going, I mean, I would not be surprised if vein payment becomes more natural occurrence.
Gross. All right, move on to a less grosser subject. Finally, the topic I've been wanting to get to for most of the show. Not that I'm saying that anything we've been talking about has not been interesting. Don't get me wrong, obviously. But Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer, single player trailer. Okay, now I know that somebody on YouTube or EA is going to get upset. full disclaimer, this video belongs to EA and all the rights and everything reserved to the proper individuals. Please do not get mad at me. I am simply just talking about it, not trying to make profit off of it. Although I do monetize my videos, that doesn't mean I'm trying to make money off your particular content, EA. So please be nice to me. But they released a single player campaign trailer, which actually I wonder if I can play this in 1080p and not have it lag, because I'm not actually gaming this time, because it always lags when I'm gaming. I don't know why, but we're gonna go ahead and just watch just a little bit of it. And could I please not have Windows go off with notifications? Okay, that's cool. But yeah, they're this is for PS4, but still they're talking about the single player. I love the sound design too, by the way.
Admiral Versio.
The graphics look awesome.
They do.
To persist. Ignite the inferno.
You wish to see me, sir?
The Emperor is dead.
So what happens now?
We retaliate, Commander.
We've been fighting our whole lives.
Oh my gosh, looks so good.
The rebellion
Yes, yes, it does. I
dies.
these all the other games we've always played on the Rebel side. Now we're playing on the Empire side, so that's going to be a change.
Definitely.
I am your commander. Stand down.
You take orders from me!
Do. Oh my gosh, so excited!
No kidding. I'm
Like-
so excited for this game.
Now I want to say, I love the sound design. It's so good. I love good sound design in video games. I really, really do. It's one of my top favorite. Okay, graphics and sound design are my two favorite things about video games, honestly. Now, of course, the gameplay's got to be good, but those two in particular. Now, Gertrude and I, yes, we've played Star Wars Battlefront 2 demo when they had the beta. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was some things that I felt, well, okay, a lot of people are just really good at FPS games. I'm usually just garbage at FPS games. But
That's why we always play survival mode against AIs.
But I am an excellent TIE fighter and X-Wing pilot in that game. I did get some serious kills during the beta and stuff, so I'm gonna credit myself. That was pretty good. And not only that, I used mouse and keyboard for that. And the reason why that's significant is because in the first one, mouse and keyboard support for flying was trash. I literally had to break out my controller anytime I wanted to fly. And I literally had to do a hybrid swapping between mouse and keyboard on the ground and controller in the air. This time they've actually fixed it where it's mouse and keyboard both on the ground and in the air, which is such a huge relief on so many levels.
Yes.
So the flying combat is amazing. It's a lot better than the first one. It's I feel like there's more accuracy of sorts. I feel like I could actually do something and actually help my team for once. Ground support and walking, things like that, was very good. Very fluid, very accurate. I felt like I really felt sucked and pulled into the game like I did the last one. So that enjoyment wasn't any different. Sound design, spectacular. Really very, very detailed, very, very environmentally, really created the huge environment that Star Wars is and stuff. So definitely a lot better. I really, really liked it graphically. My gosh.
Graphically, it was amazing.
980 Ti for the
graphics,
win.
And the weapons were... I liked the weapons. The weapons were good.
Okay, so I had my say. Go ahead, Gertrude. Go on. What did you like about it? Go ahead.
Well, I'm not one for the flying too much. I do like the aim assist when you're flying. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's no aim assist, unfortunately. So I don't do very well when it comes to the flying part, but I'm hoping that with further practice I can get better at it. I crashed one too many times. I became a kamikaze. That was how I killed people.
Oh, all
Let
right.
me just run into them.
So that's what you were doing in the air. All right. So that's why I had more kills than you.
Yep.
Oh. All right. All right.
But I got a kill every time I died.
That's what matters. Yeah. So so now that we've played the beta, granted, it didn't have any single player campaign. Now there were different game modes. What did you think of the different game modes that were offered during the beta? If you remember them.
I definitely liked the ground assault where there was the missions that you had to go through, sort of to move your way up or to defend a particular location. They were good on the ground battles. Of course, the graphics were amazing. The sound was amazing. The overall gameplay was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I liked with the heroes that you had more time as a hero.
Okay.
It seemed like, and I would have to play it again to verify this, it seemed like they'd gone back to the original Battlefront 2, released several years ago
Yeah.
for the Xbox and computer and whatnot, where as a hero, every time you killed an enemy unit, your life was lengthened.
Ah. Okay.
It seemed like that was the case, that when you became a hero, your health would go down over a time frame, but the more people you killed, the longer you got to live and survive, which was nice. I
actually just realized, I just looked on my computer, I actually do have BF2 gameplay that I forgot to edit and upload, so I can probably take care of that. But I'm probably going to get... YouTube's going to be like, oh, these copyright content. I am really... Oh, I'm such a rant about that. Okay, YouTube, please. Okay, listen to me. Okay, do me a favor. People like playing Star Wars BF2. I understand there's copyright. I get it. But please stop flagging the videos, okay? Yes, I'm trying to make some... I'm monetizing my videos, but that doesn't mean I'm trying to make money off of, like, the actual game. I'm not selling the game. Just take my gameplay, okay? Just let me upload it and stop being a jerk.
Or at the very least, let you upload it, period.
I mean, they let me upload it, period, but then it gets like a copyright strike that, John Williams's, whatever piece was flagged by EA or flagged by... What's the other really annoying one? I think is Warner Brothers Music Group. Oh my gosh, them and Sony.
Yeah.
That's a rant for another day. Audio, yeah. But I have some gameplay of it that I could probably take a look at today and see if it's any good to upload and stuff. Because I think Gertrude and I did. I think I recorded us playing that together. Actually, yeah. So I'm gonna head and I'll scrub through that and upload it maybe after this episode or something like that. I'll see. Yeah. So for the moment, does it look like EA is living up to the hype? Are we actually seeing EA make a solid comeback on this?
I think so. They've definitely dropped the ball on the initial Battlefront that EA made. Not the old ones, but the newer Battlefront one. I think they definitely dropped the ball on that because there's like nobody on the servers anymore for that game.
Yeah.
If you want to play multiplayer, good luck.
Server lag. We had a lot of server lag when we were even just doing a single player, like the mission stuff, the against AI.
And I have a great system, so it's
same.
And I thought it was just me because I was playing one of the single player missions. But then when you got on and you were like, "Well, I'm lagging as well," I was like, "Okay, so it's definitely not my system anymore," because it used to be when I would get on Battlefront, I could have everything on the highest settings with no problem. Now I have to put everything down to medium, which that didn't even help either. It still lags. So I do believe now it is server lag. The game itself, since EA just isn't supporting anymore, is just...
Yeah, EA is letting... I think what they're doing is they're not updating the OS or something on it, and they're just letting it just, it's basically going like...
Let it die out. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the original Battlefront 2. Obviously the old one. I purchased it off of Steam, and I played it. When I tried to do any flying, which I had done flying on it before on my computer, but this was several years before, and I decided I was going on a what do you call that? I can't remember. Nostalgia. I was being nostalgic, and
Yeah.
I downloaded it again because I had uninstalled from my computer. I downloaded it again. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do some space flying around. I could not fly that spacecraft at all because it just decided it was going to go right no matter whatever I did. It was like when I got into it and it took off, it was already crashing because it just was like, I'm going right. I don't care.
Well, let me ask you something here because you did mention the original BF2. These newer BF games, are these like updated versions of the originals? Is that what they're doing, or are they trying to,
No,
or is this?
It's new.
Or is it like a reboot type of thing, or whatever, or is it just bring it into the newer age that they're taking advantage of the Star Wars craze right now?
I think they're taking advantage of the Star Wars craze. At least that's my belief, because there's certain features that are missing that I thoroughly enjoyed with the older Battlefront 2, minus the graphics, even though the graphics, even for that, they were fairly decent.
For its day.
For its day, exactly. Like the AIs, having AI units amongst you during the battle, that was fun, because even though there were other people fighting against you, if you had other players actually in there, you always knew, oh, I can go kill some AI units very easily.
I tried playing the original Star Wars BF2, and I just couldn't continue playing it because I hated the whole like story of the clone trooper just constantly talking.
Group. Yeah.
I hated that. I just did not enjoy. There was too much talking. Honestly, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. What am I playing, a story, or am I playing a battle? Like, I don't know. It didn't flow well.
You were playing the campaign mode though. That was the campaign mode right there, which in all honesty, I enjoyed the story.
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed listening to the story while the game loaded up. Now, that's going to be something, if you're not a fan of listening to the story behind it, well Battlefront 2 is putting a campaign into it. Now, granted,
depends on the presentation.
Yes, and we got to understand that now the graphics are better and they can actually make the stories sound much better and look much better, while the original Battlefront 2 technology was not as great, so all they really could do was put audio and some very minor clips into it.
Okay, hold on a sec. Let's back up a little bit here. I'm going to talk about I'm going to insert a different franchise here really quick that actually okay. Terminator Legend, Underworld, and Anniversary. Okay, it's known as the Terminator trilogy. Okay, Terminator Legend, a personal favorite for many different reasons. A couple of them personal reasons. Were the graphics for that? Okay, that came out about 2007. The graphics for that were very good. Okay, even for its age, was very good. But it made the original BF2 look like garbage as far as graphically speaking. Okay, so technically speaking, they could have done more with the graphics, but I think they chose not to. So you can't say, and then I think Terminator Underworld, came out in 2008, and the graphics for that, even for today, still look really good. Okay, not compare it now. If you look at like Rise of Terminator, I mean, it makes the Underworld and Legend look, really bad. But even for the age that they came out in, and both games, by the way, are really my two personal favorites. They looked good for their age. So you can't tell me that graphically it wasn't possible for it to look good. I just feel like they just used cheap rendered, like really under textures for things. So I think it just has to do with the studio's art direction on some of that stuff, honestly.
Okay, I can give you that. I can agree to that. I can give you that.
So, but now, obviously, you know, we can leverage the power of multi-core, multi-CUDA core, NVIDIA cards, and then whatever Vega's architecture is. It's called something different for them. We can leverage a lot of that stuff where it looks really good. It's nowhere near looking like real life. I don't want a video game to look like real life. I want it to look like a video game, honestly. But it looks very good. It plays really good. I am superly looking forward to this, honestly, and I cannot wait for this to be released. I think it's coming out, correct me wrong, isn't it like in December, I think?
No, I think it's coming out around the same time that the new Star Wars movie is coming out.
Which is December.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, no, I think it was sometime in November. I read on Origin's launcher.
Well, then let's find out.
Gertron, our research and development man, although he's not developing anything, but he is doing a lot of research, so our research guy.
November 17th.
Oh, that's
relatively...
That's next Friday.
Holy cow.
That's next Friday.
Let me just... Wow. Release date. I'm just gonna make sure of that.
He's just still looking it up, so
I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I mean, Google says that's date.
Yeah.
But then it shows the old logo of the original Battlefront 2, which is like, that doesn't make sense either.
I just found it on the actual video. Release date November 17th, 2017 from the official EA website, or official EA video.
We're good. I'm happy.
I just realized I just made you do extra work that you didn't have to do, and I wasn't smart enough to scroll down to open up the description.
You know what? I was on that YouTube page as well. I guess I could have did that as well.
Fail fish.
Epic fail.
PogChamp, answer. Kappa, we're dumb.
Exactly.
And I need to stop using Twitch emotes, even though I am on Twitch right now, but that's okay. All right.
I know. You confused me that one day when you just said Kappa to me. I was like, wait, what does Kappa mean?
You know that Kappa looks like, by the way, you know that Kappa looks like this, right? That's what Kappa is. And then this is what PogChamp looks like.
Oh.
Yeah. And then this is my personal emote, by the way. You're 21 what? Which is based off of what face.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay then.
And then PJ Salt, okay. Okay, versus my emotes look like that's my Salt face. And then there's gonna be a LifeLogic and Girls emote at some point.
There's gotta be.
There's going to
gotta be.
I need to talk to Unworthy Seraph about that. I have yet to do that.
Awesome.
It's getting sidetracked, by the way. So sorry. We're like 22 minutes over our normal hour time, which is crazy. Because we were talking about security. But yeah. I don't think there's anything else to talk about really, other than the fact that we're just excited for Star Wars BF2. In case you couldn't tell, we're excited. So just extra emphasis on that, just to be absolutely sure. So yeah. I think it kind of brings us to the end of the show, unless there's anything extra you want to throw in there while we're talking about this.
Nope, that about covers everything I have.
I do want to say again, and actually I forgot to tell Gertrude this, but we actually have an official The Morning Metro Discord server. So if you want to submit articles that way, if you're on Discord and don't like email for whatever reason, I don't know why you wouldn't like email. I still love email. I still like actual letters, by the way. Don't send me actual letters, please.
That might be fun. Then you can actually hold them up and show people.
I don't have a P.O. box, though.
It's very easy.
I don't have money to pay for a P.O. box month after month.
You know, for me, it only costs like $32 for an entire year.
You're lucky. I think I have to pay for mine like monthly. I don't know. I have to do research on it. Maybe I should get a P.O. box. I don't know.
Take a look. See what the cost is.
But if you would like to send us articles to talk about on the show, please email us. Again, the address is themorningmetro@gmail.com. If you would like the official Discord link, which I don't know if it's still in my copy queued or not, invite people. This link never expires. There it is again. I'm going to just drop it. That is the official the official TMM Discord link, and you can, of course, join it, and we'll mark you as a viewer of the show, and then I think there's an article submission thing. If there isn't, I will put one in there. No, there isn't. I'll have to put one in there. So, yep, that's how you can send us things. Also, you can tweet me at Josh_Grid21 on Twitter for articles and stuff, and I can look at it that way. So there's multiple ways of getting hold of us, but email preferably. It makes it the easiest for us, because we can actually preview the article together and decide as show hosts if that's something we want to talk about. So there's that. But I need to actually get in the habit of mentioning that like after every episode, so people know that they can do that, honestly. And I should probably put that in the description when it hits YouTube. But yeah, and of course, if you missed the show, I upload these every Monday. It releases about 11:30 a.m. EST because of the Twitch's 24-hour hold thing as an affiliate, which is super annoying. But you can view it again. And actually, also too, I want to talk about this while we're on the show. Do we want to start submitting these to SoundCloud? The episodes as audio. Do we want to start submitting these to? We talked about this, but we never actually decided it. I feel like I
don't think it's a bad idea. I
love how we're discussing show stuff right when the show's live rather than after the show. But I guess we'll make an official Morning Metro SoundCloud. So you want to listen to it as an audio podcast because YouTube's dumb. It doesn't let you like close your phone when you're listening to something. It actually will stop the video, and you have to unlock your phone, keep your phone unlocked to finish listening to it. Which is why I was thinking about putting it on SoundCloud instead, or as an option. So there's a visual and there's the audio version, which is more rendering for me, but whatever. So, try head. All right. So, but thank you guys again for watching. We will be back next Saturday at, we start this at 11 a.m. EST, which is 10 a.m. Gertron's time. Yes. I hate time zones for, oh my gosh, I wish we could get rid of time zones, but that wouldn't work, right? But that's when the next episode will be, next Saturday, so come here next Saturday if you want to. Also, I will be back for my normal streams this Tuesday. However, I was thinking about doing a stream later today. I have to do some cleaning and stuff. This is my cleaning day since it's Saturday. Yeah. So I'll be doing that, but I might do a later stream, so if you guys want to come back for that. If not, don't worry about it. I'll be back on Tuesday. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until then, we will catch you guys later.